Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So Ezekiel has survived his comic death in The Walking Dead. The big moment in The Walking Dead comics, the heads on spikes. It's happened in Season 9, Episode 15. Ezekiel and Rosita were spared those deaths. In the comics, they were two of the heads on spikes, but in the show, it was some different characters. Ezekiel and Rosita survived that episode, and they ended up surviving the entire season because there's only one more episode in Season 9. So it's official. Ezekiel's making it to Season 10. I wasn't sure it would actually happen. I was pretty sort of negative because I really like Ezekiel. He's probably not in my top 10 favorite characters. I mean, if he lives a long time, he has a potential to get there. But I do like him, and I like the actor. And I do think that the character should live longer, and he should have survived his comic death. So it's a good thing that he did. There was a time where I wanted Ezekiel to die at the end of Season 9. I knew the end of Season 9 would be the heads on spikes. Structurally, if you read the comics, it's easy to see that coming once we got to Season 7. But once we got to Season 9, and then it was announced that Rick was leaving and Maggie was leaving, and I was like, oh shit, maybe they should keep Ezekiel around. And Season 9 just sort of had a different vibe to it, and Ezekiel's character was a lot different from the comics, and especially in Season 9. So I didn't want to be hopeful about Ezekiel or Rosita, because, I didn't want Glenn or Abraham to die like the comics, and they ended up pretty much dying like the comics. Abraham is slightly different. That's it. So I figured, if they would do Ezekiel and Glenn like that, then they would probably do it to Ezekiel and Rosita. And the fact that they both made it, both Ezekiel and Rosita they both survived Season 9, they both survived their comic deaths. That's just crazy to me. I thought maybe I'd get lucky and one of them would live, and then die 2 episodes later or something. But I never even considered both of them making it. That just seemed like a fan fiction that it would be in someone's dream, But no, we're actually getting it. We're getting Ezekiel and Rosita in Season 10. And, Tara's dead, Tara Chandler. And that hurts. That hurts a lot. The more I think about it, the more I'm just like, ouch, damn. But it's cool that we're going to get Rosita and Ezekiel in Season 10. And Ezekiel, I'm particularly excited about, although I love Rosita. But Ezekiel, it's just cool because, he's going to get that 4th year milestone, and hopefully he's going to be a part of the Whisperer War. There's a chance, there is a chance that Ezekiel dies in the first 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes of Season 10. It could easily happen. It could be the next Abraham, where they survive their comic deaths, but, a couple episodes later, they die anyway. Which, in that case, that would really make me mad, because, for one thing, you gave that comic death to Tara. If you just kill Ezekiel and Rosita anyway, it's like Tara Chandler died for nothing. I legitimately feel like Tara Chandler was traded for Ezekiel and Rosita in some ways. Maybe Enid too, whatever. But I think that, you should make particularly Tara, because Tara was probably the biggest character that died during the Heads on Spikes. So yeah, I feel like she was traded for Ezekiel and Rosita, and Ezekiel and Rosita should live longer, longer, not just a couple of episodes longer, because then it kind of seems like Tara was killed off for nothing. And I do feel like Tara had more potential, particularly because she was being the leader of Hilltop, and I thought she was getting more interesting, and I liked her as a long surviving character. That was one of the few. I was not one of those people that hated Tara, but for Ezekiel and Rosita, I could see that trade. I'm reasonable. I can see that trade. But what I don't want is them dying immediately after. So I want Rosita and Ezekiel. If I could have it my way, I would have Rosita and Ezekiel both survive Season 10. Maybe Season 11, whatever. But in Ezekiel's case, yeah, I think he's I want to see him in the Whisperer War. I hope he at least at least makes it to 10B, at least makes it to the back half of season 10. I think Carrie Payton gives a strong performance, and I think there's potential for Ezekiel and Carol to develop a lot from the loss of Henry, and to eventually get back together maybe at the end of the season or in season 11. But it'd be cool to see them fight during the Whisper of War. It'd be cool to see Ezekiel like raise his sword up, pull his sword out of his cane, and say a bunch of Gandalf shit that he says. I remember back in season 7, he was like, Alexandria will not fall, not on this day. I'm not against seeing that in the Whisper of War. I don't think really anyone is. He could end up being angry because it was pretty much, them killing his son. So he might get angry, but at the same time, he is the leader. And that's another thing. That's another reason why I want Ezekiel to survive season 10 at least. Is because he is a leader. He is one of the leaders. The kingdom fell, but he acted like a leader, and he got his people out. Even after his son died, he made the logical decision and got his people out. Now, being an asshole to Daryl, that's a little different, but hopefully he redeems himself from that. Maybe he even apologizes to Daryl. There's no rule that says that Ezekiel and Daryl can't, make amends and move past it, because I do sort of like their dynamic. I wouldn't mind seeing more of those two together in scenes, but not when they're mad at each other. And Ezekiel's just a character I want to see more of in general. I want him to have a big part in season 10 and season 11. I want him to survive season 10. Like I said, he's a leader. We've lost a few leaders lately. I feel like we've lost enough leaders lately. In season 9, we lost Rick and Maggie. They were both leaders, and we lost them in one way or another. They're not on the show. Jesus was a leader. He got killed. Tara was a leader. She got killed. We haven't had a lot of leaders, we haven't kept, there hasn't been a lot of leaders that have been kept around. So I think Ezekiel should be kept around as a leader, and maybe he can continue as a leader during season 10 and 11. And they don't have the kingdom right now, but maybe they rebuild it, or they just combine with another community. I don't know. But I think he still has a lot of potential, and I hope he at least survives season 10. Rosita, too. I want them both to survive season 10. If they can survive their comic deaths in season 9, is another 2 years really that much to ask for? They survived their comic deaths, for Christ's sake. Make that worth it, Both characters are good, and we lost Rick and Maggie and some others. So, yeah, I say keep Rosita and Ezekiel for season 11. There's plenty of other characters you can kill off in season 10. Plenty of other characters during the Whisper of War. But I like to see Ezekiel get that 5th year milestone and play a big role in season 11. And we'll just see. We'll just see what happens. But yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now we are at 508 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 600 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts. Every bit of support matters and is very, very appreciated. Hopefully we can get to that goal of 600. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.